Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In previous video, I talked about open work permits, and many people started asking questions whether they're eligible or not. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about who is particularly eligible for these open work permits. Okay, so the first condition. Okay, let's start off the video right away. Okay, so if you are an international student who has graduated from a DLI, designated learning institute. See, whenever you apply for a study permit, everybody recommends that you check the DLI list and you see that the college, the university that you're applying to, they are the designated learning institute, so that you are eligible for applying for a PGWP later on. Okay, so that is a given advantage of a DLI. Okay, so this PGWP is basically an open work permit. Then the second one is destitute student. Okay, so this is a student who is no longer able to pay or meet the costs of their studies. There would be many legalities, okay, because you have to prove that you can no longer meet the costs of your studies, and you are currently in Canada on a study permit. Okay, so this is the second type of open work permits. Then the third type is that you have an employer specific work permit, a closed work permit, but now you're having problems with your employer, and these problems are abusive in nature. So if you are at a risk of being abused in relation to your job and you're on a closed work permit, then you can apply for an open work permit. Okay, so from closed work permit you will be transferred to an open work permit, and then you will be able to work for any employer in Canada. Then the next part is that if you have applied for permanent residence in Canada, see, when you receive a PNP nomination or when you receive an ITA, you become an applicant, right, for permanent residence. And on your ITA or on your PNP nomination, it is also mentioned that you can use this document to apply for a work permit. But obviously work permits are going to take longer, and PR processing is going to be faster starting from now. So but still, if you are an applicant of permanent residence in Canada, you can apply for an open work permit, and you can go to Canada on a work permit, and you can wait there for your PR status to be activated, and in the meantime you can work, you can continue working and gain that expensive Canadian work experience. Okay, next up is if you're a family member of someone who has applied for a permanent residence. Okay, for example, you're the primary applicant who received your ITA PNP nomination. Now your spouse can apply for an open work permit. Okay, so this is another facility. Then if you're a spouse or a common law partner of an international student or a skilled worker who is in Canada, right? So if you are that, then you can apply for an open work permit. Okay, because for example, if I am in Canada on a closed work permit, then my spouse can apply for an open work permit. They don't have to work for a particular employer, rather they can work for any employer in Canada. So this is another opportunity for the people who are already there on a work permit. Okay, next up is if you're a spouse of an applicant of the AIP. Now you see, if you apply through AIP, the application is going to take a long time, so it's better if you apply for a work permit. That's what I always recommend in comment section as well, but this is the first time I'm saying it in a video. So if you are waiting for your AIP to be processed, don't wait up, just go there on a work permit, and that will be an open work permit. Then if you're a refugee claimant, or if you're a protected person, or if you're their family members, you're eligible for an open work permit. And similarly, unenforceable removal order, then you can apply for a work permit. Now this is important. If you're a temporary resident permit holder, because I've clearly made a video about how to convert your visitor visa into a work permit. So you need to watch that video so that you can apply for the employer specific work permits. Lastly, if you're a young worker participating in special programs, or if you're a temporary resident permit holder, you can apply for an open work permit. But all of these situations, there could be additional criteria. Okay, So there is a tool available on the IRCC website. So if these apply to your case, then you can actually answer those questions, and IRCC will tell you whether you are eligible for an open work permit or not. So just simply write down on Google who can apply for an open work permit, and you'll get that tool. So this is for the people who are in one of these categories that I just mentioned. Okay, so with these words, this is Ali Iftikhar, and I'm hoping great things are coming your way.